Welcome everyone to this evening's session on Canvas Studio, the video hosting and creation tool that is integrated with our Canvas learning management system, thus the name. It's a separate system, but is tightly integrated with Canvas, the Canvas LMS, because it is owned by Instructure. It actually started off life as an independent product named ARC, A-R-C, but was bought by Instructure and then tightly integrated into Canvas, which has all sorts of advantages to us here at the district, at least those of us who are interested in enhancing our online and web-enhanced courses with instructional video. I'll just make a brief case for that. Instructional video is one of the most powerful instructional tools you have available to you for delivering information to your students across the web. It is information dense. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, how many words are 30 pictures a second worth, is the old saying about video. You do that multiplication, that's a lot of words. And people remember, students notably, remember what they see and hear in a video, generally much more, for a much longer time and more effectively than they do for things that they read, or the things that they get from text, or even things that they just hear. The combination of video and sound in an instructional video is magic as far as conveying information to students and enhancing their retention of that information. It's said that, or it's been proven in studies that that a student will remember after a week after a presentation, a week after viewing a video, a student will recall something like 80% of the information that was in the video. It ain't that high with text. It's around half that. So this is just an exceptionally powerful instructional medium, and Canvas Studio gives you everything you need to enhance your courses with video. It's a one-stop shop, a Swiss Army knife for instructional video production. And it's provided to you, perfectly free to you, by virtue of a grant from the State Chancellor's Office. Somebody paying for it, but you don't have to. And it comes without the hassles with many other tools. There's just a minimal amount of installation of software necessary on your own computer to use it, and you don't have to remember another username and password. Canvas Studio is accessed through the Canvas LMS, the learning management system. So all you have to do is log into Canvas to get to Canvas Studio. And everyone who has a Canvas account has full access to Canvas Studio. Not just you, the instructors, but also your students have basically the same access to Canvas Studio that you do. Those that are matriculated at the district and have Canvas accounts of their own. They can do everything that I'm going to show you tonight with one exception, and that's quizzing. Embedding quizzes within a video, and we could give them that capability. We just didn't see any reason to. So, let's get started with looking at Canvas Studio. I'm going to back out here for a second. Okay, to get to Canvas Studio, you just go to Canvas. Our Canvas system is accessible at sdccd.instructure.com. I'm pretty sure that all of you know how to get into Canvas. Probably wouldn't be here tonight otherwise. I'll certainly answer any questions about that, but all you have to do is go to the Canvas login page and log in. Forgive me if I start to sparkle a little bit there. There we go. Got that taken care of. Okay, you get to Canvas. You get your Canvas dashboard. And you look in the Global Access menu, the gray bar on the left. And down near the bottom, you will see an icon labeled Studio. That's Canvas Studio. Just click on that, and you'll be taken to your Canvas Studio library. This is where you store videos that you're going to share with your students. They may be videos that you have recorded in some other application or in some other way, digital videos in files that you have on your local hard drive, which you can upload to Canvas Studio and then share with your students through Canvas Studios. Canvas Studio will allow you, will host those videos for you and allow you to put them online and then share them with your students. And we'll see how to do all that here in a few minutes. It's very simple. Canvas, as video tools go especially, Canvas Studio is one of the simpler ones I've ever seen. It is easy to learn and easy to use, which is a real plus, obviously. Canvas Studio also has tools that will allow you to create video from scratch. And we'll see how to use those and what they're capable of here tonight. When you first start off, of course, the first time you access Canvas Studio, your library will be empty. There'll just be a little cute graphic there that says it's time to make some video or something to that effect. And the question becomes, okay, what do you do then? Well, the Canvas Studio library screen is refreshingly devoid of buttons and switches and menus and things like that. There's only a few icons here that you have to choose from, and those are fairly simple and fairly obvious and well labeled. Let's start off with the concept of uploading a video to Canvas Studio, a video that you already have in a digital video file on your local hard drive. You may have created this video in some other program. You may have shot it with your cell phone and loaded it onto your computer. Or someone, a friendly colleague, may have shared a video file with you and allowed you to download it from some resource of theirs. Or it might be a recording of one of your Zoom sessions that is located on your local hard drive that you've either downloaded from the Zoom cloud or that you've recorded to your local computer to start with. Any one of these options, or many others, might produce a digital video file on your local hard drive. So how do you get that into Canvas? But having that digital video file on your computer is... No, I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to use that simile. Never mind. Something crossed my mind there that I'm going to pass up. Having that video file on your local hard drive can give you a nice warm feeling, but it doesn't do your students any good because you can't share it with them from there. You can't email a video file to a student. It's too big, almost certainly. So, in order to share that with your students, you have to upload this video onto the web to a video hosting site, like say YouTube. But you have Canvas Studio, which is a bit more of a walled garden. It's there's no advertising here. It's something that we maintain locally, that is safe and enclosed and academically oriented. So all we have to be able to do then is to get that video file up onto Canvas Studio and put it into your Canvas Studio library. How do you do that? Well, it's not too hard to figure it out. You only see three control icons here on the in the upper right hand corner of the Canvas Studio display. And by the way, those of you who have come in just in the last few minutes, if you're not in speaker view in Zoom, you'll want to switch to that. There's a little view button in the upper right hand corner of your Zoom screen that allows you to switch between gallery view, the Hollywood squares, and speaker view. And the way I'm presenting tonight, you'll want to be in speaker view in order to see what I'm doing. If at any time you have any trouble seeing or hearing anything, though, please let me know immediately. Don't stand on ceremony. Just jump right in and let me know, and I will do my best to rectify the problem. So, I have these three buttons here, and it's not hard to tell which one to use in this circumstance. If I want to add video to my Canvas Studio library, I'm going to click the Add button. So I do that, and I get this little dialog box popping up. We'll talk about do that again. There we go. We'll talk about the right-hand half of this in a minute, but we're focusing on the left-hand side of this box right now. In order to upload a video file that you have on your local hard drive, you can either drag it and drop it over from a file manager window, or more simply, you can just click this button that says Browse Files. That will bring up a file manager window, either the File Explorer on Windows or the Finder on the Mac, and you can navigate in your file structure to where you have your videos stored. I happen to be looking at my videos folder just before I started out here, and Windows remembered that, so it dropped me right into my videos folder on the videos library on Windows, but you might have to navigate to it. Once you get this window, you just have to find the video that you want to upload. And here's one that I just made as a sample for tonight that I know is not already in Canvas Studio. Canvas Studio can get a little snooty with you if you upload something you've already uploaded before. It's told me something to the effect of, "Hey, Grandpa, you already got that on here. There's no point putting it in here again. You might want to reconsider that." Okay, thanks a lot. So but this one I'm pretty sure is not there. So I'm going to click on that to select it as the video that I want to upload. And then I just click the Open button here. Let me make myself a little smaller here. I'm a little bit getting in the way a little bit. I'll select that video file and I'll click Open. And the upload process begins. You get a little progress bar running across the screen. This can take varying amounts of time depending on the speed of your internet connection and the size of the video file. This is a fairly small file, and I've got a barely broadband connection that I'm coming to you on tonight, so this is kind of average for a short video. When the upload you do not want to leave this screen while the upload process is occurring. You can open another window and work in a web browser or work in Word or something like that while the video is uploading, but don't close the window or navigate away from the Canvas Studio library while that upload is occurring. Otherwise, you'll come back and find that it's been the upload has been interrupted, and you'll have to do it all over again. Ask me how I know that. Found that one out the hard way, I did. But you don't have to sit there and watch that blue bar go across the screen either. You can use your computer for other things while it's uploading. After it uploads, and this happened so fast this time that I didn't get to point it out to you, once the video uploads, it's converted into a file format that meets the needs of Canvas Studio. there wasn't much converting necessary here because this video is an MPEG-4 video file to start with, and that's what Canvas Studio stores files as. But there were subtle differences, so it converted, once the file was uploaded, it converted it into a format that Canvas Studio can use. And once that, and when as it's doing that, you see a little progress meter right here in the lower right-hand corner of the tile associated with this video that just runs around a circle, so you can tell, how you can follow the progress of the processing of the video if you're really bored and don't have anything better to do. Once the video is ready to share, however, and ready to view, all you have to do is click on the video, and there it is. You can play the video, recording your Zoom sessions to your local computer. All right, this is a little tutorial I made on how to record Zoom sessions using to the local hard drive using the Zoom recorder. We're not going to send you through that. It's about 1.5 minutes long. As I say, I can play it to verify that it's okay. Assuming you have turned on the setting in Zoom. If there's any problem with lip sync here and so on tonight, it's because I'm sharing this through Zoom and also using a couple of other video packages here and so on. When this plays for your students, everything will be in sync. So, indeed, if you were playing it on your local computer from your own Zoom library, everything would be in, or your own Canvas Studio library, everything would be in sync. But the way I'm presenting it to you here tonight, there may be some minor sync issues. There may appear to be some minor sync issues. All right. Once you're convinced the video is okay, you have some options here in this little bar right here. Details allows you to name the video. By default, the name will be the name of the video file, the file name of the video file that you uploaded. But I can edit the details, and I can make this something a little bit more human-friendly. That would presume I could type. Okay, that's close enough. I can also add an optional description if I like, and that will display when people are accessing the video. But there's a much more important option here that we have to discuss. Captions. Canvas, of course, we can't use instructional videos unless they are captioned, unless we have text equivalents of the speech in the video showing up on the screen, or at least have that option for students to use. ADA requirement, Section 508 of the Rehabilitation Act, local and state, or state and federal law, and local district policy all require this. No uncaptioned videos may be used. So, Canvas Studio will solve that problem for us. Used to be, this was much more of a challenge than it is today. If you ask nicely, Canvas Studio will caption the video for you and add the captions into the video. But you do have to ask. If you're familiar with YouTube, for instance, you'll know that YouTube also captions videos that you upload, but it does so automatically. You don't have to ask YouTube to do it. Indeed, there's no way to stop YouTube from doing it that I know of. And the captions appear automatically to your viewers sometime after you've uploaded the video. That is not the case with Canvas Studio. For some reason, you have to ask. They want you to ask nicely, please caption my video. So, okay, we do that by going to this Captions link here. And this is probably the reason this is necessary. Where YouTube is, YouTube's captioning engine is smart enough to recognize what, in most cases, what language you're speaking. Canvas Studio, not so much. You have to tell Canvas Studio what language you are speaking out of about, 15 or so that it can handle, that it can create captions in. So that's something to think about. Those of you who are language teachers can narrate a video in Italian or Spanish or German or whatever, and Canvas Studio will caption the video in that language for you, which is pretty cool. But the vast majority of times, of course, our videos are going to be in English. We're going to be narrating them in English. In my case, that's 100% because I'm depressingly monolingual. So I just have to tell Canvas Studio that the speech in the video is in English. And then I very nicely request the captions by clicking that request button, and the captioning task is queued up. Okay, I don't want you to think it's usually that fast. I cheated for tonight's demonstration. I uploaded this video to Canvas Studio earlier and captioned it. And Canvas Studio has a buffer memory where it stores these things. It knows I've uploaded this video before, and it knows I've captioned it before. So it didn't take it very long to pull that back out of cache storage. Normally it will take Canvas Studio a bit longer than that to caption even just a minute-and-a-half video, because the process is fiendishly complicated algorithmically. It's nothing short of magic to be able to take sounds coming out of your mouth and convert them to text on a screen. There's a good question. I was thinking about that, Paula, wondering if I should mention that. The answer, unfortunately, is no, as far as I know. If you have people speaking in two different languages in the video, you have to pick one for captioning. And Canvas Studio cannot translate in the captioning process, can't translate. Say if one person is speaking English and another Spanish, it can't translate the Spanish into English automatically. It's not quite that magical. Good question. So that is can be a limitation. Not often, but occasionally. So this captioning process will normally take a little bit longer than that. But you don't have to sit there and wait for it to happen. You can, once you request the captions, you can just leave Canvas Studio and go do something else. You don't even have to leave that window open. You can just close it and go on and do something else and come back later. And, Kathy, that's a question I'll have to answer at a time when I'm not recording the answer, because it involves some slightly dodgy activity. Okay. Once the captions are finished, Canvas Studio will send you an email telling you that your captions are ready. And that's important because the captions, even after the captions are created, they're not automatically displayed. They're not put into the video until you go back and review them and okay them. Again, different from the situation you have with YouTube. So once the captions are ready, when you come back in, open up this video and click on the Captions tab here, on the Captions tab, you will see this button that says, a blue button that says Review and Publish. To see the captions, you click on that button and the captions appear. Each one of these lines is a caption. And you can play the video and look at the captions and see how well the Canvas Studio captioning engine did.
That allows you to record to your local computer. You can go to recording your Zoom sessions to your local computer. Recording your Zoom sessions to your local computer. Assuming you have turned on the setting.
Okay, well, I don't know where that E on the end of the word Zoom came from. It usually gets Zoom, but I must have given some little oomph to the end of the word there. But that's no problem. I can edit these captions. As you can see, I just click into the caption and do the simple text edits. Also, this looks to be a comma when it should be a period. No, I'll take that back. That was supposed to be a comma. It's phenomenally good sometimes, assuming you've turned on the setting in Zoom that allows you to record to your local computer. Now that one should be a period. There I can tell just by reading through it. So there are going to be minor problems with the captions. The captioning engine is not perfect. And it will miss some words sometimes, though it hasn't missed one in the first 4 captions, you'll note. So it's very good, but it's not perfect. But you can go through and edit the captions and make them as perfect as you like. That is something, James, take care. That is something that on a video of reasonable length, maybe 10 minutes or less, you'd really probably want to do. At least take a quick look through the captions and make sure it didn't miss any critical words like technical terms in your subject area that it might not be familiar with. That won't happen often, but occasionally it may. If this were a 2-hour Zoom video, would you be expected to go through and edit all the captions? Well, my hat would be off to you if you did. But I will tell you, I don't do that for sure. Editing captions like this takes anywhere between 2 to 5 times the runtime of the video. So if a video is like this one is 1.5 minutes, it's probably going to take at least 3 minutes to go through and edit the captions. Maybe more like 5 to 10 minutes. And you can do the math if it's a 2-hour video. That's unsustainable. You can't do that. The captions will almost certainly be good enough. Once you are satisfied with the captions and have done such editing as you feel you can, in order for to make the captions visible to your viewers, you click this big green Publish button here. It's hard to miss. And when you click that, you get this indication that the captions were published, and you can now play the video. Actually, I need to go through a quirk in Canvas Studio. You're not required to make the captions perfect. The captions have to be good enough that a person watching the video without the sound on can follow what you're saying. That's the yardstick. Captions are never perfect, no matter how carefully they're edited. If you watch TV or watch a movie with captions on, you'll see that there are errors even in professionally done captions. But the level of imperfection you can accept really is something that each individual videographer has to come to terms with on their own. Obviously, if a student complains that the captions aren't good enough, you go in and fix them. But generally, they're going to be fine. Okay, once they're published, I do, in order to see them, I really need to back out to my library and then go back into this video again to reload it. And now, the captions can be turned on and off. There is a little captioning toggle here in the player bar on the video. It is not the universal little CC symbol that we expect. I sure wish it were. Instead, it's a little square with what looks like some writing in it or something. If you mouse over it, it does tell you it's a captions toggle. To toggle the captions on, you just click that icon, and when you play,
recording your Zoom sessions to your local computer. Assuming
you have captions. And you can turn them off by clicking that icon again. So these are closed captions. That's what CC stands for, in captioning argot. Closed captions are captions that the viewer can turn on and off, as opposed to open captions, which are always present, and the subtitles on a Turkish movie. You can't turn them off. Not that you'd want to, but they're burned into the video. But Canvas Studio allows you to create closed captions, which will make it possible for your students who don't need captions to not have them on the screen. As far as ADA and Section 508 requirements are concerned, open captions, though, are fine. If you happen to have something with open captions in it already, they're fine. You're not required to allow people who don't need the captions to be able to turn them off. That's not an accessibility requirement, so they can just get over it. So, that's how we caption a video in Canvas Studio, one that we've uploaded to the system. All right, let's go back to adding video to Canvas Studio again. Let's keep those good questions coming if you like. You can just unmute yourself and speak up, or you can put it in a chat tool, and hopefully I'll catch it when it pops up in front of me here. If not, I'll try to get it later. All right, there was another option in that add dialog that we saw before, and that involved YouTube and now Vimeo. They've also added Vimeo videos, another very popular hosting site on the web, to this option. You can embed a YouTube video or a Vimeo video into your Canvas Studio library, so you don't have to go looking for it on YouTube or Vimeo every time you want to play it. You can have it handy in your Canvas Studio library. To do that, you have to have the URL, the link, for the hyperlink for the video, and just paste that into this little box here. So how do we do that? Well, we can just go to YouTube. It's the same process with either YouTube or Vimeo. I can just go to YouTube. And I'm going to use one of my own videos here that I have on YouTube. Go to my video library, and let's see, I had one picked out earlier. Well, I'll try this one. It's a little video on how to connect your iPhone and your new Mac that I made some time ago. If you want to pull a YouTube video, or at least embed that YouTube video into Canvas Studio, you just get to the play.
You ever wondered what?
And I am really, I don't know whether to be flattered or PO'd that YouTube has decided to drop an ad in front of one of my videos. They must think somebody's watching my videos. This is something I have no control over, and just one of the reasons why I put most of my video in Canvas Studio now instead of YouTube. And I have to watch some of this.
Actors and actresses.
And I look way too much like that first guy and not like this one.
I promise you, it's not the same.
Now I can skip the ad. Okay. Jeez. The joys of using YouTube. Okay, I've got this video on YouTube. Now, I can do this, what I'm about to show you can be done with a video whether you own it or somebody else has put it up there. But if I want to embed this video in my Canvas Studio library, I just go to the Share button down here at the bottom right of the YouTube video playback screen and copy the link for this video to my operating system clipboard. You see over here it's copied it to the clipboard. So now I just go back to Canvas Studio and I paste that link into this box, and then I click Add Video. And boom, that video shows up in my Canvas Studio library instantly. And this little symbol here shows that it comes from YouTube, that it's a YouTube video.
Hey, Dave.
Yes.
You know, when I do that, I can't add closed caption on those captured.
Oh, you're going to steal my thunder, aren't you? Yeah, that's the next thing we're going to talk about. You're absolutely right. We're going to talk a little more about that in a moment. This video, that happened so fast. Boy, that must have been a small video. Nah, that video is still living on YouTube. This is just an embed, a fancy link to that video that allows you to not have to go and look for it on YouTube later. But the video is still actually living on and serving from YouTube rather than Canvas Studio. This is more of a convenience than anything else. And indeed, and of course I can view this video and I can play it.
To sync your iPhone with your Mac.
And you notice when I got it over into Canvas Studio, I didn't get that the before model for Men's Health popping up. That's one advantage of moving this over into Canvas Studio. And the video will play and everything's fine. The rub comes when I go, as was pointed out just a moment ago, when I go to the Captions tool here. And I've got no option here to have Canvas Studio caption this video. Well, this video was captioned on YouTube, but the captions didn't come over. The embed process doesn't allow, for whatever reason, I don't know why, it does not allow those captions to transition over. So this is an uncaptioned video, and that's a no-no. So what can I do? Well, because this video is my video, that's not an insurmountable problem. Because if it's my video, I can go to YouTube and I can download the captions that YouTube has automatically created for this video and put them into Canvas Studio. I'll show you that process. To get those captions, I go to the, I bring up the playback page for this video, and I go to this Edit Video button below and to the right of the video. And on there, that takes me to the so-called video details page for that video on YouTube. But what I'm interested in is over here in this menu on the left, and I'm looking for the subtitles. Subtitles and captions are functionally the same thing for us. So I'll click on those, and I have a, it shows me my caption track here. And I have a little menu out here to the right, which will allow me to download those captions, just the captions. If I click the download button, I'm given a choice of 3 different caption file formats. There are well over a dozen formats for caption files, but by far the most common one and universally supported is the SRT or subrip caption format. So that's the one you want from YouTube. You select the SRT option, and YouTube proceeds to let you download that caption file. You have to put that, obviously, somewhere where you're going to be able to find it again in a minute. This is probably not a good place. So I'm going to go to Downloads, And I think, yeah, there's some YouTube caption. I have a folder for YouTube caption files in my downloads library that I made. So I'll open that up. And I need to name this file so that it is recognizable. This is Zoom recording captions. Okay, that's the subject of the video. And I saved that caption file. Now it's on my local hard drive. I can now go back to Canvas Studio, and something we haven't talked about before, let me get myself out of the way here, is this section over here in the captioning menu, or captioning box in Canvas Studio, that has a bunch of different languages mentioned, buttons for each. And this is the caption upload section. And if you have a caption file in a format supported by Canvas Studio, which includes the SRT caption format, you can upload it, and the video will instantly be captioned. You just have to tell the video, or tell Canvas Studio what language the captions are in. That would be English in this case, more or less. And now I just have to find that caption file that I just downloaded from YouTube. There it is, that one right there. That's an SRT file. So I open that, and just that fast, I have captions.
Particularly the first time, you'll need to plug your charging cable in.
Okay, so that wasn't too difficult. And that's something you've got to do every time that you upload or that you move a video over from YouTube to Canvas Studio. What's the problem with this, though? Well, I own this video, right? What if I didn't own it? If you didn't upload a particular video to YouTube, you can't download the captions. And that's a problem. Very well. So we've learned how to add videos to our Canvas Studio library and how to caption them. Big deal in Canvas Studio. So what next? Well, let's see. Let me take a look at my outline here. We've learned how to add and caption. Organizing your videos. Canvas Studio allows you to do that. Of course, your video library just adds videos in the order that you upload them. The most recent videos that you uploaded will be in the upper left corner of the library, but the library can go on and on and on and on and on. As far as we know, there's no limit to how many videos you can have in your Canvas Studio library. It may become difficult in that case to find the videos that you want. You do have a search button up here in the upper right, but even that can be somewhat problematic. So Canvas Studio gives you the option to make what are called collections, which are basically folders, subfolders of your video library, into which you can put various videos. So I can make a collection by clicking on this Add Collection button here, and I'm just going to call it Demo Collection, and create it, and there's nothing in here. How do I move videos into that collection? Well, I go back to my wherever they are now, presumably the root of my video library, and let's say I want this Munchies video that I just put in here in my demo collection. I can click the little context menu here in the lower right-hand corner of the video tile. Here it is in the lower left-hand corner of the video or right-hand corner of the video tile, and select Move To from the menu that pops up. And then I'll just select this demo collection that I just made as the destination and click Move. And that video is moved into the demo collection. If you want to see your collections, you can always just go to this View menu here and select Collections. And this is all your collections listed in alphabetical order. Yeah. Well, no. More or less in the order that you put them in. And here's the latest one that I put in. If I open that up, there's that video. So that's how you organize your videos in your Canvas Studio library, if you get enough that it's hard to find the ones you want within a reasonable amount of time. Okay, so we've gotten videos that we want to use into our Canvas Studio library. How do we share them with our students? Your students can't access your Canvas Studio library, period. We'll see in a minute that it is possible to share a video with your students, but it's not a practical way or you can give students access to a particular video in your Canvas Studio library, but it's not a convenient way to share those videos with students through Canvas. So there's got to be some way for you to make these videos visible to your students. And there certainly is, as you would imagine. The presumption here is that you're probably going to share these videos through Canvas. The students are going to click on a link in Canvas to view these videos. So how do you get that link into Canvas? Well, to see how to do that, let's go to a Canvas course. Let's see here, I've got a Canvas tutorial sandbox I'll use for this. And I'm going to go to the Modules tool. And I'm going to make a module here for tonight's class. Canvas Studio class 10/27/2021. And then I'm going to move that module up to the top so it's easy for us to see. Didn't type that very well, but it'll work. So, how can I share these videos in Canvas Studio with my students in Canvas? Well, the easiest way to do that is just to go to the appropriate Canvas module, there's actually a couple of ways to do it. I can add just a link to my module by going to my add item box here, and from the types of items I can add here, I can pick an external tool. Canvas Studio to Canvas LMS is an external tool. It's not part of the same system. They're tightly integrated, but they are not the same system. So to Canvas LMS, the Canvas Studio is an external tool. So I click that, and it gives me a list of all the external tools I can pull content from into a Canvas module. And one of those, of course, is Canvas Studio. It's usually near the top of the list. So you select that, and it brings up a compressed view of your Canvas Studio library. You can then scroll through your library and find the videos that you want. If it's in a collection, you can go and find the collection and then look for it there. I'm just going to pick this video that we were playing with that I uploaded before. And I'm going to select that as the video that I want to share with my students. I get a couple of options here. One is to display media tabs, and that displays those tabs that you can see below the video in your library, the design, or was it details tab, insights, comments, captions and so on. There's no real need for students to see that in most cases, so I just turn that off usually. Also, you can give the students the right to download the video. You note that's not turned on by default. That would be an unusual circumstance where you'd want the student to be able to download the video. They can just watch it without downloading it. So unless there's a specific situation that would require that, you can leave that off. And then you just click this button down here labeled Embed. And then one more blue button, you click Add Item to your module. You get a link in your module that's just labeled Canvas Studio. You'll probably have to edit that link so that the name means something. This was Zoom local recording how to, or something to that effect. And it's always a good idea when putting a link to a video in a Canvas module to load it in a new tab. Students will be able to see the video bigger, and it'll be, things will just work better generally. And then I just update that. And now, when a student comes along and clicks on that link, they may have to click on a button that says open a new window, but then there's the video, they can play it.
Recording your Zoom sessions to your local computer.
They can turn the captions on and off. And so on. And then they can just go right back to their Canvas modules and proceed from that point. That's one way to share a video from Canvas Studio and Canvas. Another way, probably maybe a better way, is to create a Canvas page here in my Canvas module. You know, Canvas pages are content pages, web pages that we create within Canvas. I create a new page here and give it a name. I'm going to call this the same thing again, Zoom local recording video, and add the item. That just gives me a blank page. Obviously, I haven't done anything yet there. If I open that blank page and edit it in Canvas, and this is the basic Canvas content creation stuff, I get the rich content editor. And if I want to embed a video into a Canvas page from the rich content editor, all I have to do is go to this electric cord icon here, which if I mouse over it says Apps. It used to say External Tools, same thing. So if I click on the little menu button beside the electric cord, the electric plug icon, and I'll either see Canvas Studio as an option here, or if I click View All, I'll see it in the complete list of apps that I can use with the Canvas Rich Content Editor. I just select Canvas Studio, and again I get this compressed vision or view of my Canvas Studio library, and I pick that same video again. I have the same options that I had before, and I click Embed. This time it's just a single click of the Embed button, and now I get an embedded video in this Canvas page. I get a frame from the video, and I get a play button. So the student, if I save this, keep getting myself in the way here. If I save this, and publish it, a link will go into the video, into the module, I should say. There it is. If I click that, then what the students see is this video embed. And I could add other text and other information here, other context for this video into this page, if I so chose. Or I could just leave it as just the embedded video. And the students can now play this video right from here.
Recording your Zoom sessions
they
to
can
your local
full
computer.
screen it.
Assuming you have turned on the setting,
they can turn the captions on and off and so on. Either one of those options works just fine. It's just a matter of personal taste as to how you would share this video with your students in Canvas. Let's go back to Canvas Studio per se here. There's another sort of sharing that you can do with your Canvas Studio videos. You can share your videos or videos that you put into your Canvas Studio library with colleagues so that they can use them in their own courses if you so desire. And other faculty can do that for you. To do that, you bring up the video that you want to share, view it, and you go to this context menu for the video in the upper right-hand corner of the video window, the 3 vertical dots, universal menu symbol, and there's a share link that pops up in this menu when you click that menu button, and in that on that page, there's an option to share with people as opposed to through links. And you can pick someone to share with. Let's see here. Let me try Paula. You can just start typing the person's name. Now, this person has to have a Canvas account in order for this to work, but your colleagues will all have Canvas accounts. You just start typing their name. And if you got a lot of Paulas, you just scroll down until you find Paula Matthews. I'm pretty sure that's our Paula. I select Paula and to share this video with. Then I get to whoa, I don't want to close anything. No. No, I need to get myself out of the way again here. There we go. Right, by default, all Paula can do with this video is view it. But I can change that and say she can edit it, which means she can make it her own. And she can use it in any of her courses she likes. That's what you'd normally do if you were going to share this with someone. And once you've done that, you just click Update. Once you've done that, Paula can go to her Canvas Studio library and click this little menu button in the upper left here, the so-called hamburger. That's another universal menu symbol. Big menu. And there's a link right at the top of that, right under my library, that says Videos Shared with Me. If she clicks there, she'll see that video that I just shared with her. These are videos that other faculty have shared with me. I can view them. I can embed them in my courses and things like that, just as you've seen. So this is a way for you to share videos with colleagues or for them to share videos with you. All right, let's see how we're doing here.
Yep, I got it.
Ah! For whatever it's worth, you're welcome to do whatever you like with it. And I'm always happy to share any of my videos with it. If you need video for something, you're welcome to it.
This is a great collaborative tool, though.
It is.
The ability to share with faculty.
A collaborative tool. If you're working on a course with other faculty, each of you can create some of the videos and share them all so that everybody has access to all of them right in their Canvas Studio library. So it's pretty cool. I'm glad you like that.
Cool.
Okay, so everything we've done so far in Canvas Studio has involved, is there a way to obtain the outline from tonight's training? Well, that was an oversight on my part. Absolutely there is. Let me copy that link. This is a Google Doc. So all you need is the link and anybody can view it. And let me put that in the chat tool. Excellent question. There's chat. Bada bing, everyone. Seminar outline. This is really just a set of talking points for me, so I don't forget my own name or anything else in the middle of the session, but you may find it useful. There's the link to it in the chat tool. You can click on that link and bookmark it and have it as long as you like, and you're welcome to it. So far we've been working with videos that either someone else created or we created outside of Canvas Studio and just loaded into our Canvas Studio library. But that's only half the story on Canvas Studio. Canvas Studio also provides you with excellent video creation tools. So you can make instructional videos right from inside Canvas Studio. And we're going to see how to do that now. Let's go back to Studio. Let me go back to my library. And of the 3 buttons here in the upper right-hand corner, we've mentioned 2 so far. The third one is the record button. This is where your video creation tools are hiding in Canvas Studio. Not hiding very well, but they're there. If we want to make a video, an instructional video in Canvas Studio, we click that record button and we get 2 options: screen capture and webcam capture. Webcam capture is simpler, so I'm going to do that first. Webcam capture allows you to record whatever your webcam that you have on your computer is seeing. It is, I'm presuming you have a webcam on your computer. You certainly aren't doing Zoom meetings without one. And I doubt there's any of us that don't have a webcam somewhere now, on a laptop or sitting on top of a monitor on our desktop computer. If you want to record what that video is seeing, what that camera is seeing, one way to do that is to go into Canvas Studio and select Webcam Capture under Record. I have a complicated situation here. I have multiple video sources on this computer, so I need to select the right webcam. There. Normally, this will just pop up for you. Whatever your webcam is seeing will just pop up on the screen. You won't have to select the right webcam, but you can if you need to. All right, so there's my little C920 webcam looking at me, Logitech. So I know it can see me. The next thing I have to be sure of is that the Canvas Studio webcam recorder can hear me. And that's what this bouncing blue bar here means. If you see that bouncing blue bar as you speak, you know that your microphone is communicating with Canvas Studio. If you don't see that, either you ain't got no microphone, which would be unfortunate, and you're kind of dead in the water unless you're doing sign language, or holding up placards, between rounds at the fights or whatever. But presumably you also have a microphone. You wouldn't be able to participate in Zoom meetings. If you don't see this bar bouncing, you may have to click this mic button here and select the right microphone or the right input source. Sometimes Windows or Mac OS get confused about what microphone or what input source to use. And you just select, and if there's a bunch of them, you just keep trying different ones until you see the little blue bar start moving across the screen when you speak. But we're fine in this case. And then, usually, the only thing you have to do is take a deep breath, look into the camera, remember that's where your audience is, and click the Start Recording button. You'll get counted down. Oops, wrong screen. You'll get counted down. Hi, everyone. This video is created using the webcam recorder in Canvas Studio. This can record anything that you say and anything that the webcam sees. When you're done, you just click Finish. You can play it back to make sure you didn't look too stupid, which is very difficult for me.
Hi, everyone. This video is created using...
Okay, it is what it is. And if I'm satisfied that the recording actually happened, I just click Save Media, and that video is automatically added to my Canvas Studio library. The same process we went through with the videos that we uploaded as files from our local computer. It's uploaded, it's processed, it's you can share it, you can caption it, and everything, just like we did with the other videos, the same process. So this recording from your webcam is extremely simple, as you can see, using Canvas Studio. It's also of limited value. These little talking head videos that you can make, usually just talking head videos, though there's no reason you couldn't point your webcam at somebody dancing or drawing or something like that and narrate that. I mean, you can use this for instructional purposes beyond just a little chat with your students, but usually it's just used for that, kind of a motivational video or a little informational video, maybe you talking about what you're going to cover in your next module in Canvas or whatever, or what's going to happen tomorrow in class, whatever. Those videos can be very useful, particularly in terms of building rapport with your students, especially if it's a fully asynchronous online class where you never meet with them on Zoom or in a classroom or whatever. So it's a valuable thing, but it has limitations in terms of how much instruction you can do using a webcam video. A much more powerful instructional tool is the other option that you get when you click on the record button, and that's the screen capture recorder. This allows you to do what's called screencasting or screen recording. You can record whatever is on your computer screen using this, and you can demonstrate things on your computer screen just like you would in class with a laptop and a projector. You can show people how to do things on the computer. You can pull up websites and talk about concepts in your subject area. You can throw up your PowerPoint slides on the screen and record you narrating your way through the slides. All this can be done with the screen capture recorder in Canvas Studio. So it's even more powerful as an instructional, in producing instructional video. You activate the screen capture recorder just by clicking screen capture. And then I'm going to let this just kind of spin to itself for a second. The first time you do this, you're going to have to load the screen capture recorder application onto your local computer, because this type of recording takes place on your local computer. It's not something you can really reliably do across the internet. So the first time you do this, you'll get this screen that says download screencast recorder launcher or screen recorder launcher, and you just click download here and follow through a simple just follow the prompts on the screen to install this recorder. You only have to do that once on a given computer. Once you've done that, when you hit the screen capture button under the record button in Canvas Studio, you'll get this box that says Open Screen Recorder Launcher, and you just click this button that says Open Screen Recorder Launcher version 2.0. And the screen recorder will proceed to load if we give it a second. Or I may have to start over again. Sometimes it just works from right there. Sometimes it doesn't. There we go. Yeah, it worked. Okie dokie. Now, Unfortunately, I don't think you are seeing that because that is an overlay that OBS is not picking up. Oh, the problem is that the overlay is on my other screen. Let me see if I can get this for you. Not exactly. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to have to actually share my Zoom screen with you in order for you to be able to see what I'm doing. I don't have to do that too often anymore, but that will be necessary. Yeah, that's the one I want to share. Okay, you should now be seeing my seeing my Canvas Studio library, my Zoom screen, with this little gray box here that I'm pointing at. Let me know if you can't see that. I'm pretty sure you can. All right, so I've got this. This is the screen capture recorder control panel. And I have a little button down here marked record, REC. The big red button is the universal record symbol in video tools, hardware or software. And I've got some decisions I have to make here. First decision I have to make is what do I want to have on my screen when I start recording? Right now I'm going to have my Zoom screen up there. Let me pull that out of the way and pick up another screen here. Let's see. Why don't I pull up a PowerPoint presentation? And I'll pull up a PowerPoint presentation. All right, you should be seeing a PowerPoint presentation behind my screen recorder now. I can literally put anything on this screen. It doesn't matter. And the Canvas Studio is going to record whatever is on my computer screen. I can also, in this case, I can also record my webcam, or either by itself or along with my screen, but that adds an extra complication that you don't have to use, and there's no particular instructional value in that, to my thought. So I'm just going to record my computer screen. I do have to tell Canvas Studio what portion of the screen I want to record. And I wish they didn't even have this option, because it's my recommendation is certainly that you record the entire screen. If size should not be listed as full screen, I recommend you click that little right arrow there and select full screen so that you capture your entire computer screen. That way you don't have to worry about, while you're recording, you don't have to worry about whether your students are seeing what you think they are or not. As with the webcam recorder, of course, Canvas Studio has to be able to hear you. Your microphone has to be working, and if you see these colored bars jumping across the screen, you know it is. If not, you can select the input source that you need from this list, just as you did with the webcam recorder. Keep trying until you find something that gives you these little dancing bars. You can also choose to record the audio that comes through your computer speakers. And if you're like going to play a video during your recording and you need to record the sound, then you want to select that as well. But generally, if you're not going to be playing a video or recording sounds made by your computer during the production of your video, it's best to leave that off because it can cause problems. So, once you've ascertained that and made any necessary selections, you're ready to begin recording. And I'm going to record this PowerPoint presentation. Just because it's a little bit simpler, I'm going to record it in edit mode like this rather than going to slideshow mode, but you can do it either way. So to get started with the recording, I just click the record button here, the REC button down here in the lower left corner. You get counted down, so you're ready. 5 tips for listening well. Be prepared. You've got to be mentally and physically ready to listen. It's a good idea to prepare yourself by reading a little bit about the topic, if you know the topic in advance. If nothing else, getting a little bit of vocabulary under your belt is going to make it much less likely that you're going to end up finding yourself lost after 5 minutes of the presentation and be mentally making your grocery list in your head. Not to put too fine a point on it, you don't listen real well if you're flapping your own lips. Not that you shouldn't speak up when it's appropriate, but if you remain silent most of the time, you're much more likely to be listened to when you do say something. And I have no idea what a good aura is. And focus. Pay attention to what people are saying. Think about that, not about your grocery list. And don't try to jump ahead. Don't try to figure out where the speaker is going or answer questions that you're building in your head before the speaker gets to them. Concentrate on what the speaker is saying and try not to be defensive. And this is just an indication that you don't have to be a dummy to use PowerPoint or Canvas Studio, but it's no limitation. He was not the smart one. All right, this whole time I've been recording, this pause button has been down here in the lower left-hand corner. I can click that pause button at any time and the recording will stop. But I can start it up again and no one will ever know I paused it. So if you're like working your way through your PowerPoint and you get to a slide and you don't suddenly forgotten what you meant to say on the next slide, you can pause the recording and then gather your thoughts, catch your breath, take a drink of water, and then click record again. It'll count you down, and now I'm recording again. And no one will ever know that I paused it unless I mention that. So that's a very useful thing with the screen capture recorder, because it's difficult to do these screencasts in one stream of consciousness, in one take, as it were, without any pauses, because you forget at some point, you forget what you're going to say. But when you're done, you click this pause button, and you are now ready to tell the recorder that you are done by clicking this button here that says, I'm done. That gives you a preview of your recording. You can play a little bit of it to make sure it worked. 5 tips for listening well. Sounds like it worked fine. We don't have time to talk about it tonight, but there is a video editor built into the Canvas Studio screen recorder that you can use to do simple video editing on this recording. We do offer seminars and on-demand tutorials that show you how to use that editor. I'll just mention that it is available. At the simplest, you can just trim the recording. Like if I wanted to trim that last little bit off, I can just drag this in and I won't get that last little bit that I recorded. It won't upload to Canvas Studio. But you can do more sophisticated video editing if you click the edit button here. Are you seeing this? Yes, you are seeing this because I'm sharing my screen. All right. But usually at this point, all you're going to have to do is give the video a name. You can add a more detailed description if you prefer, and then you just click upload. This uploads the video to your Canvas Studio library. I get PowerPoint out of the way there. And bring my Canvas Studio window over. The video's uploading. It's already uploaded. As a matter of fact, it's processing now. And this is just the same process we've seen before, with videos being made ready for sharing in Canvas Studio. You can see it's almost done there. And it says upload successful. And you just click continue, and you're back at Canvas Studio. It's processing that video, as you can see here. And in a minute, we'll be able to play it back, be able to share it with our students. There we go. 5 tips for listening well. And we can caption it, all the usual stuff. So that's how the screen recorder works in Canvas Studio. It makes it very easy to produce extremely powerful instructional screencasts. And with screencasting, as far as instruction goes, you're limited only by your imagination. Anything you can bring up on your computer screen, you can record with VoiceOver and produce a screencast or a screen recording, which you can use to convey just about any complex concept in your subject area. So it's a tremendously powerful instructional tool. And it's my thing. Screencasting is something I found out about at a conference 25 years ago. It's the best and the most life-altering thing I ever saw at an academic conference. And it changed my life because it made me a much, much better teacher. And probably got me this job, quite frankly. The job I used to have at the district, and allowed me to retire and not eat dog food. So it's a wonderful technique. And Canvas Studio has a great screencast recorder. Those of you who have used Screencast-O-Matic in the past may have recognized that screencast recorder. It is the Screencast-O-Matic screencast recorder. A Screencast-O-Matic is another screencasting tool, web-based tool, that Instructure got into bed with and purchased a licensed version of their recorder for use in Canvas Studio. Hey, don't write it if you can buy it, is the old motto in software development. The rest of that was don't buy it if you can steal it, but that's another story. All right. So, last thing I want to show you in Canvas Studio has to do, and this last thing I'm going to show you is the only thing that your students can't do in Canvas Studio. Everything I've shown you up to this point, your students can do just as easily as you can. And if you think about that, that gives you some amazing options in terms of what are called renewable assignments for your students. You can have your students create videos in your subject matter, which will help them learn whatever they're presenting. We all know that we never really understood anything that we learned in class until we had to teach it to someone else, right? That was surely true for me, especially with chemical thermodynamics. Until that first time I had to teach that, I could work the problems, but I didn't really have the faintest clue what the whole thing really meant. So having your students teach other students, or you, about something using a video that they make in Canvas Studio is the best way to cement that concept in their minds. Also, it can save you a lot of time. If they do a good job, you can make one of the requirements in your course that, hey, I got to use this video. If you want a grade for it, I want a permission to use it in future classes. And you're going to have to sign a release form for me to do that if you want your A. It's just a tremendous tool for student learning. beyond the videos that you make. And they can use Canvas Studio and put those videos in all different places in Canvas. They can put them in discussion posts. They can put them in answers to essay questions. They can put them in submissions for assignments in Canvas. Students can use Canvas Studio in all sorts of different ways, just as you can. But this last thing I'm going to show you is the only thing we don't have turned on for students in Canvas Studio, and that is quizzing in Canvas Studio videos. I mentioned earlier that people retain information that they hear and see in a video better than they do if they read about it. But you can increase that retention even more if you force the student to reprocess what you have just told them in the video right away before they have a chance to forget it, to dump it from their short-term memory. This helps to move that information that you've imparted from short-term memory to long-term memory, so the students are likely to retain it and be able to use it later. By the way, I'm going to stop that screen share and pull my and reset. Get my Zoom window back over here. There we go. All right. Get things back the way I had them a moment ago. Pull Studio over here. Now I've got things back the way I want it now. So, if you can embed a quiz within the video so that right after they've watched the video, they have to answer questions about it, they're even more likely to retain the information that you've presented to them in the video. And Canvas Studio gives you a very easily manipulated set of tools to allow you to do that. So we just need a video to work with here. And I'm going to work with this one that we uploaded earlier. This one right here, that Zoom local recording video. I'm going to pull that video up. Actually, before I do that, I need to go back to my library and go to the tile for that video. And to embed a quiz in this video, I need to go to this little context menu in the lower right-hand corner of the video, tile in the library display, the video rectangle in the library display. Click that, and there's an option to create a quiz. If I select that, I get a box where I basically just give the question a name, or the quiz a name. I'm going to call this local recording the later it gets, the worse my typing gets, and that's saying something. Local recording quiz. I could give it a more detailed description if I wanted to. And then I have a couple of options here, which I am not going to mess with right now. I'm going to leave them off. This first one has is an option you will probably want to select. Hide question markers on timeline for students. You'll see what that means in a minute. But for demonstration purposes and showing you how to do this, I need to leave that off. But I'll want to come back later and turn that on so that students will not know when a question is coming in a quiz. It's better if they pop up and they don't know about it, that it's coming, because otherwise they can skip right to the questions and answer them and move on, and it looks like they've watched the video and they haven't. So normally you would turn this on, but for demonstration purposes I'm going to leave it off. So once I've made those decisions, I just click Get Started. Now I get a playback window for the video, and everything's pretty much as it was before, except I have this big white circle with a plus sign in it. That plus sign will move with the playback as I play the video. Here's the symbol I'm talking about. I'm going to click on that.
Recording your Zoom sessions to your local computer. Assuming you have turned on the setting in Zoom that allows you to record to your local computer, you can go to the record button as the host and select record on this computer.
Recording in progress.
The Zoom recording will begin, and everything that's said, shared by anyone during this meeting will now be recorded. When you're done, you can simply end the meeting, and Zoom will convert the recording from a raw format into a streamable format and store it on your hard drive. It will store it in your Documents folder in a subfolder called Zoom, and within that Zoom subfolder there will be many subfolders for individual meeting recordings, and they'll be labeled by date and time so that you can tell which one is which. This is the one we just made. I open that up and play this one. The Zoom recording will begin, and everything that's said.
Okay. If I pause the video, I see that this white circle with a plus sign has moved along with the playback to this point in the video. If I want to add a question at this point in the video, I just click that plus sign. And I have three types of questions I can use here. There's not a lot of variety in the question types. Multiple choice, obvious enough. True, false, or everybody's favorite multiple answer questions, multiple choice questions that may or may not have more than one right answer. Something students, of course, really love. I'm going to stick with the multiple choice question. If I select that, I get a little screen that allows me to type a multiple choice question. This is kind of like adding a multiple choice question to a test in Canvas, but it's a little simpler. The question I'm going to ask here is, where are your local Zoom recordings stored? Well, I just told them that. They should remember that, right? And they think they do. But just the act of forcing them to think about this question imprints that information on their brain and helps the process of moving that knowledge from short-term memory into long-term retention. So, even though this should be a gimme, low-hanging fruit, it has value because the students have to think about what you've just said. And we know that it's just like the benefit they get from revising their lecture notes right after class, which we know all of them do, wink, wink. I always did. Excuse me. This is a painless way to make them reprocess that information. So we type some possible answers. Videos folder. Or I made up some questions earlier. Let's see. Downloads folder. Library. And if I need more answers, I just ask for them. Desktop, computer desktop. Or one more answer. Zoom folder under Documents. Okay, now I have to tell Canvas Studio what the right answer is. All right, let's test this. What's the right answer here? Those of you who are still awake. Were you listening to that video? You're having to think about it.
We're thinking.
You don't have to. I'm not trying to embarrass anybody. It's the Zoom folder under Downloads is the correct answer. So you'll remember that now. This will have an ancillary benefit. So you have to tell Canvas Studio that. It doesn't know. It's a stupid computer. And I don't recommend taking any of the other options. Now we'll just, let's see. We need to, screen is a little funky here. Why is it not letting me hit that? There's a button here that says save, and I don't know why that's not showing up for you. Let me see. Probably something to do with the screen size here. Oop, I don't want to leave this screen. That's that button right there, that blue sliver you see is the save button. I'm going to click that, and that saves the question. And this little circle on the playback bar with the pencil in it is an indication there's a question there. If you need to go back and edit that question later, you can click on that and go back in and make changes. I don't need to do that. All right, so there's a question. All right, let's add one more, just the heck of it. Let's see. Play a little more.
Shared by anyone during this meeting will now be. You can then take this file and upload it to YouTube or Canvas Studio and share it with your students.
Oops, and I'll let it go a little too far. Let me back it up a little bit. I can do that. And there was one other thing I wanted to ask. Let's make this one a multiple choice question. So I click the plus sign again. I'm sorry, let's make it a true-false question. That's quicker. The video is automatically, whatever that word was supposed to be, video is automatically rendered and saved when you end the Zoom meeting. And that statement, of course, is true. So the correct answer here is true. And I save that one. Okay, so I've got two questions in that video. I now can say, if that's all I want, I can click Done, and that quiz is embedded in the video. You can tell there's a quiz embedded in this video. If you look at its tile here, you see the little rocket ship icon in the upper right-hand corner of the tile. That's Canvas's symbol for a quiz. So what does that do for us? Well, let's see. Let's play it. I'm going to play it.
Recording your Zoom sessions to your local computer.
Oh no, actually, it's not going to work from here. I'm sorry, I'm not thinking straight. In order to use this, I'm going to have to embed it into Canvas. Okay. So to put this video into Canvas, we've already seen how to do that. I just go to my dashboard and go to a Canvas course. I use that tutorial sandbox we used before, and that same module at the top of it. And I can embed this video. I'm going to put it in as a Canvas page, as we did before. Create a page. This is going to be Canvas Studio Quiz. Add the item. Then I'll edit that Oop, that's not there. I'll click on the name of that page, and I'll edit it, and I will use the electric cord icon here again to embed that into this Canvas page. I'll select the video with the quiz. And instead of doing a standard embed, which wouldn't display the quiz, I'm going to do a video quiz embed this time. I didn't have that option before. I'll select that. And you can have more than one quiz embedded in a single video, which would be a massive recipe for confusion for me, so I can't imagine doing it. But you do have to select the quiz that you're going to embed. If there's only one, you don't have to worry about that. And then click Embed. And there's the video ready. And instead of just showing as a video, it shows as a local recording quiz. So if a student comes along, come on, sorry, wrong screen. Yep, there we go. Module. Oh, I need to save this. Forget that. Save and publish this. About to forget to do that. It is getting late. All right, now I can go back to my module, and there it is. And I can make sure the module and everything in it is published. And now, if I go in as a student, let me log in another window as a student. I'll bring that over here in a second when I get there, and go to the Canvas Tutorial Sandbox and access that module. And here we go. Here I am logged in as a student. Rocky the Flying Squirrel here. And here's my Canvas Studio quiz. Let's see what that looks like to the student. The student sees this Getting Started button. They click on that.
Recording your Zoom.
And the video proceeds to play. Remember I talked about hiding those question markers? The student can see that there are two questions here and where they are in the video. So they can do what I'm about to do to save time, which is to jump just before one of the questions and play the video and answer the question. You don't want them to do that. So it's a good idea when you create this quiz to hide those markers. I pointed that out at the time. But let's see how this works. Let's assume that marker is not there.
The Zoom recording will begin, and everything that's said.
And they get a quiz question. And they can't go on unless they answer the question. They can rewatch the video up to that point if they can't answer the question, which is great. It means they're really going over what you presented to them, but more likely they're going to give it a shot. And in this case, we've already said that it's stored in the Zoom folder under Documents. And then we click Continue, and the video proceeds to play further.
During this meeting will now be. You can then take this file and upload it to YouTube or Canvas Studio.
I'm going to miss this one, just for the heck of it. And continue.
And share it with your students.
All right, you finished the video and answered all the questions. You can either submit the quiz or you can replay it and try it again. Let's submit it. You've submitted. Do you want to just retake the quiz or do you want to view the results? Let's view the results. And it tells you what you got right and what you got wrong. So you get immediate feedback. This is instructional gold. There's no better way to cement stuff into students' minds. A sudden or almost immediate review of the material in a low-stakes quiz. And in this case, no stakes. This result is not saved anywhere. The student gets to see how they did. You won't know. But it's still of immense value to them. And if you hide those question markers on the timeline, they can't skip over the questions or run right to the questions and answer them and just ignore everything else. So, there is a way, last thing we're going to talk about, there is a way, however, to make this count, to have this actually entered into your gradebook. Kathy, I'll talk about that in a minute. I can make this an actual credit quiz in the course if I like to, if I want to. I can do that by going to back to my modules in Canvas. And instead of embedding this just as a video quiz, I can create it as a Canvas assignment. And this here I'm the student, so I don't have those tools, but now I'm the instructor. I can add to my module here a Canvas assignment, homework assignment, create a new assignment. I'm going to call it Canvas Studio Video Quiz Assignment, and I'm going to date it because I've done this before. You're certainly welcome, Rosalina. 10/27/2021, just so I can recognize this one and add that item to my module. It's a blank assignment right now. I can click on it and edit the assignment, and I don't have to add any instructions. You know, the student just plays the video. That's all presented to them on the screen. But I can set a number of points for the video. It's probably a good idea to make your number of points evenly divisible by the number of questions in the test. So each question here, there's 2 questions, so each question is worth 5 points. You can vary the question values now. They've added that capability, but that's kind of putting a dress on a pig. It's not really that useful. We have the usual options for assignments. The submission type here is the key. It's going to be external tool. This is one of the few times you'll use an external tool as an assignment submission tool. And we'll find an external tool, and that's going to be Canvas Studio. And that brings up our Canvas Studio library, and we can pick out that video that has the quiz in it, select it. We want to do a video quiz embed once again and embed it in the assignment, and then select that. And that's all loaded. Probably not a bad idea to load that in a new tab. And I can set due dates and all that stuff. We're not interested in that right now. And save and publish this. Okie dokie. So this is an active assignment. Now I can bring my student back here. Now I'm Rocky the Flying Squirrel again. Oops. What did I do there? Just didn't refresh the screen. All right, here's my video quiz assignment. It's the same quiz, and I take it the same way. Get started.
Recording your Zoom sessions to your local computer. Assuming you have turned on the setting in Zoom that allows you to record to your local computer, you can go to the record button as the host and select record on this computer.
Recording in progress.
The Zoom recording will begin, and everything that's said, shared by anyone during this meeting will now be recorded. When you're done,
I'm going to jump ahead to that question. I'm going to answer it.
shared.
Jump ahead to that question. You don't want the students to be able to do this. I'm just saving time. I'll answer that one right this time. Continue.
And share it with your students.
And finish the video. And submit the quiz. And view the results. This time, I got them all right. Now let's go back and look and in our gradebook. In this course, this quiz should be somewhere way out to the right here. Canvas Studio Video, yeah, that's it. And look, here's Test 1 student. And Test 1 student got a 10 on that one. Perfect score. So that now becomes a part of your grade in Canvas. And you do that again by making the video quiz an assignment as part of an assignment. And that creates a column for it in the grade book and puts the grade into the Canvas gradebook when the student watches the video. By default, the student can do this as many times as they like until they get it perfect. But that's just great if they decide to do that. It means they really internalize what's in that video. Okay, it is 8:02, darn, just a little over. But I have gotten to the bottom of my outline. And we've answered some questions so far. Let me ask you if there are any more questions that I can answer. I'm more than happy to stay around as long as you have questions. How many of us are still? Oh my God, there's still 9 of you here. Y'all must not have a life. I don't know. You can sit around, watch me at this time of night. Thank you for doing so. I appreciate it.
Hey, Dave, I have a question for you.
I put 2 questions in the. Can you hear me?
Oh, good. In the chat, I am assuming.
Yes.
Well, just hum a few bars, will you?
All right. One of them is about Screencast-O-Matic.
How do you? Screencast-O-Matic is a separate screencasting tool. It has nothing to do with Canvas Studio per se. It's just the Canvas Studio borrowed part of the applications from Screencast-O-Matic, paying for it. But Screencast-O-Matic is accessed on the web at screencastomatic.com. And it is sort of free. I think I spelled that right. Yeah, I did. It's sort of free, but not actually. To really make much use of it, you have to pay them $20 a year, which is not an excessive thing, but it's basically the same capability that you have in Canvas Studio at no cost to you. So it does have the actual Screencast-O-Matic version of the screen recorder does have a few capabilities that you don't get in the version that's put into Canvas Studio. Notably, you can edit Zoom videos using the Screencast-O-Matic recorder with a workaround. Is the one thing that I can think of that really where the Screencast-O-Matic branded recorder actually is a little better. But this is just basically the recorder that's built into Canvas Studio as a separate product. Okay, and what was the other question?
Well, the other question, one was I wanted you to demonstrate sending that commencement video. You were asking to show a demonstration of how you can share a video with a faculty member.
Right.
I kind of wanted you to demonstrate sharing that video with me.
That particular video, sure. Let me pull up Studio here and get out of this video. Oh, I've got that screen. That's why I can see that button. I've got the screen magnified. Forgot about that. There we go. Okay. Now, I got that video here somewhere. There it is. Right there.
Right.
Okay. to share that video with someone, I view it, I bring it up, I go to the hamburger here, the master menu in the upper left. I'll take that back. I do not.
Not the appetizer on the other
Not yet.
side.
Not yet. What I do is first go to the share button here in the upper right-hand corner of the video page, and I select share. And I select sharing not with links, but through links, but with people. And I type, and notice it already knows that I've shared it with Kathy James. But let's say I'm going to share it with Paula. I can just search for Paula. I can type as much of Paula's name as I need to. And now she's added to the list of people with whom I've shared this video. And by the way, this interface, if you've done this before, or if you've attended one of these sessions before and I've presented this, this has changed subtly. This process here has changed subtly from what it was before. It's a little simpler and less prone to misunderstanding than it was before. So the new process is a little better, but it's very intuitive now. And they're always making subtle changes to Canvas Studio and to Canvas itself. And sometimes they don't really tell us about that. I found out about this tonight when I've learned to, go over things. No matter how many times I've presented something, I've learned to go over the major things I intend to demonstrate in the class before the class session, so I'm not surprised by some unanticipated change in the interface. But in this case, I can set it so that Paula can do anything she wants to with that video by selecting Can Edit. And then there used to be another step in here that's not here now. I just click Update, and boom, now Paula has that in her shared videos. And that's the process of sharing a video, any video that you have in your Canvas Studio library, with a colleague. Or with anyone who has an account in Canvas. You could share it that way with a student, but that's not a practical way to share it with an entire class full of students, because you'd have to search for each student individually for each video to share it, and that's clearly not an efficient way to do things. That's why I showed you how to create links and embeds to these videos in Canvas modules for sharing them with students. Was that what you wanted, Kathy?
Yeah, so you shared that with me before with the captions? Because I thought it didn't have captions.
No, it has captions. Oh, yeah, I know. I put those captions in, and I put the captions
okay.
the same way that I...
We discussed, okay.
Yeah,
right.
that we discussed earlier. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. I forgot. I'm getting so forgetful.
Okay, great. Anybody else have a question? I'm looking at the chat tool here.
Dave, I had a question.
Yes.
About the quiz function. Can you put that on any video or just the ones that you've made? Like, can you slap a quiz on that commencement video?
I don't think so. I think it has to be one that I uploaded into Canvas Studio or created there. Let's try it.
Or if I did a Camtasia video and I uploaded it, can I?
Oh yeah, in that case, yes.
Okay.
Certainly. But this one, because this was this commencement video came from YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, I didn't. I just brought this one over from YouTube. Let's see. I'm not sure now that you mention it. Yes, I can.
Okay.
Great. I just learned something. Thank you. That's good to see you, Sandra. Glad you came tonight. All of you.
Yeah. Sounded really interesting, so I had to come.
Oh, thank you. And you didn't have to worry about being on the reference desk at 6 o'clock at night. Not tonight, anyway. Been there. Let's see. Looking for... Let's see. For Paula, can you have more than one background? So first the PowerPoint and then a photo or another PowerPoint. Yes. Paula, I assume you're talking in there about recording the screen. Yeah, you can.
Correct.
Yeah, you could just minimize that PowerPoint presentation and show something else, and then bring the PowerPoint presentation back.
And would you have to stop recording when you do that, or it's
No,
fluid?
it's dynamic. The screen recorder just records whatever's on your screen. You can bring anything up on the screen and it will record it. So whatever you see is what gets recorded, and you can change that at will.
Okay.
Great question.
Okay. That sounds good. And I actually had one other question. This was when you were putting thanks, Dave. This is when you were putting like a video in Pages, and then you showed us the page with the video. You can also, put text around it, correct?
Yes, absolutely. That was
Okay.
I should have demonstrated that. I was afraid I was running out of time, and I was. As it turned out, I was 2 minutes over anyway. But yes, to go back to what you're talking about, if I go back to the course, jump out of Studio for a second, and go back to that page that we created. That's a really good question. And go to the module and find that page. That was one. Okay, I've got that if I edit this, I've got that embedded in the video, in the page, but I could put something below it. This video shows you, so I can do that. I could put images in. Let's see what I've got in this course that I can throw in there. I can put anything in there that I can put in a page, and it'll just be in there with the video. And I can click on the video, and I think I can. Let's see, can I center that one? Yeah. I can center the video. I can put stuff around it and so on. Just the usual stuff you can do in the rich content editor.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Yeah, that's good.
Dave,
Yes.
no one else has one.
Hi.
Someone just mentioned it that hi, and someone reminded me that you can tape with Camtasia or something, or Screencast-O-Matic what's on your computer screen.
Right.
But every time I've tried it, I wind up with an echo. So is there something I'm supposed to turn off? So I remember turning something off, and I didn't record anything. I accidentally, on Zoom, somehow wound up not recording any sound at all. And so I was able to figure that out. But then when I tried recording a video, which I had permission to use,
Right.
it had an echo effect.
Right. What's happening there when you're playing the video, the sound from and I presume when you turned on the screencast recorder, let me get that up here to illustrate what I'm saying. Well,
mine was Camtasia, but I mean, it works the same though, right?
This was in Camtasia. Well, probably what was happening is that you were recording the computer audio and your microphone at the same time. And you were getting audio from the video both through the sound circuitry in your computer, but then it was coming out of your speakers and going into your microphone. And there's a little bit of a delay when it comes out of the speakers and goes into the microphone and back into Camtasia. So you're recording that sound from two sources that are a little bit out of sync with one another. And that gives you that echo. If it's bad enough, it gives you an echo. If it's not too bad, it just makes the sound a little muddy. So the
Oh, it was
solution
really
there is
bad.
to just turn your speakers off. Turn them all the way down so that the audio does not come out of the speakers and into the microphone.
Okay, so when I'm recording from my computer,
And
turn the
playing a video.
computer speakers off. When I'm playing a video.
Yeah. Turn the computer speakers off. The sound will come through the sound card and still be recorded by Camtasia, but it won't come in through the microphone and be recorded that way too. In two paths, and you get that echo. And that is a bedeviling I've had that happen to me so many times. And the easiest solution is just to turn the computer speakers off so you don't get that sound reaching Camtasia through two different pathways that one's a little faster than the other, and that causes
Right.
that echo. Common problem.
I recorded Zoom and there was no sound, but it turns out the speakers from the
Zoom does an excellent job, better than Camtasia, of what's called echo cancellation.
okay.
Where it compares the two streams of audio coming in, and if one's just a little behind the other, it syncs them back up electronically using a computer algorithm built into Zoom. And Zoom has excellent echo cancellation, so you can get away with playing a video in Zoom and recording it with your speakers on, and you won't have that problem. And that's how I usually record when I'm recording a screencast, where I'm going to play a video and record that video playing with the sound. I do it in Zoom rather than in Camtasia or Snagit or Screencast-O-Matic or Canvas Studio. Zoom is an excellent screencasting tool itself. You just start a Zoom meeting and don't have anybody else join. And you share your screen, and then you turn on the recorder, and you play your video and do whatever else you want to. You know, you can unshare the screen and talk to the screen, to Zoom, and it will record your image and your words and so on. And then you can play another video. You know, you do whatever you do during a Zoom meeting. It's just you don't have anybody else in the meeting, so they don't speak up and mess up your recording. And Zoom's echo cancellation means you don't have to worry about doing things like turning your speakers off and things like that. You just do it, and it works like a charm. So that's, in point of fact, that's what I usually do. I just, if I'm going to make a screencast where I'm going to be playing a video as part of the screencast, I just do it in Zoom.
Is it possible that Zoom could have turned my sound? Because I did try recording something on Zoom, and when I went to record a class session, there was no sound, and I had my computer sound had been turned off. Could Zoom have turned it off, or did I accidentally somehow turn it off?
Oh, when you share your screen in Zoom so that you can record the screen.
Yes.
And here I need to share my screen. Just a second. Sorry, I got a bunch of screens going here. I gotta pick the right one. Okay. Now you're seeing my Zoom screen, right?
Right.
Okay, if I click share screen to share again, be sure, if you're going to be playing a video and you want to record that, be sure you click share sound in the lower left-hand corner. Otherwise, the audio from the video won't be recorded. That is most likely what happened. And even if you know that, you can forget it. Ask me how I know that. Wouldn't be the first time I have made a recording and then I could see the video playing and there was no sound. I said, oh, fudge. I didn't share sound when I shared my screen, because in order to record your screen in Zoom, you have to share it. And when you share it, if you're going to be playing a video, you got to check this box. I don't recommend checking the second box, optimize for video clip. That can cause problems when you're sharing screens that don't involve playing a video. It can make your screens blurrier because it turns off some features of the screen recorder if you do that. So I would click share sound, but not optimize for video clip generally.
Oh, so optimize doesn't make your video clearer. It makes it less clear.
It can make the video a little clearer, but when you stop playing the video and you're sharing just a static screen,
Right.
a screen without video, it can make that screen blurrier.
Oh, that did happen.
Yeah, it's happened to me too. I just said, oh, of course I want to optimize that. And then I got this recording and I didn't look at the recording closely enough and I put it online and somebody emailed me and said, you know, that recording's really pretty blurry. What went wrong? I went back in and looked and it was crap. So don't use this option, the optimize for video clip option, unless you're not going to do anything but play a video.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, hard-won knowledge. Okay. Great questions. Got some more?
Dave, I just want to thank you. Believe it or not, I have no.
You have no more, huh? Either that or you just really want to go and watch whatever's on tonight or get to bed if you're my age.
Or finish
Thank you as
grading.
always.
Hey, Dave, this is John.
Hey, John. Welcome.
I had a question.
Good.
Thank you. Yeah, I've attended a bunch of yours and I learned quite a bit. But the question I had for you is, I had a video that I download into my computer off the studio.
Okay.
And then I try to, put it back in, but you're telling me that I could automatically get the closed caption back again, right?
No, you'd have to recaption it. You'd have to ask Studio to caption it again, but probably the captions will show up much faster than they did the first time, because Studio does remember all the videos that you've uploaded to it. And if you've captioned one earlier, even if you've deleted that video subsequently from your library, it has those captions stored somewhere, and it recognizes that it's the same video and it puts them right back in. But you still have to ask for them.
Okay. Yeah, because I had one that I downloaded and somehow it's gone from my library.
Right.
And I thought, oh God, that was a lot of work. I think it's like a 15-minute video, and of course, it's quite a bit.
But no, you should be able to upload it again. If you downloaded the file to your local hard drive, you should be able to upload it again, but you will have to ask Studio to caption it again.
And then the second question is on the YouTube video. And I use some of the YouTube videos for training.
Right.
And basically, I teach a technical. And I draw some of the videos from some of the companies and manufacturers.
Right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But once I put it into a Studio, into my library, I lose all closed caption.
Correct.
And I can't put any closed caption on. So, even though I have it, it's kind of useless because I can't use it.